what an honor it is to talk to you. I know we're tight on time, so I'm going to jump right in if that's all right. But Orgy of the Damned, your first ever blues album, comes out May 17th. Some of these songs you performed live back in the 90s with Slash's Blues Ball, but other songs were just songs that you liked. I know you said that there wasn't really any researching and trying to find the right songs for this list, but how big was the list initially, and did you need to trim this down?
We definitely had to trim it down. We had, back in the 90s, we had a pretty lengthy set list. And so a lot of these songs are from that set list, but there's some songs that I didn't think necessarily, there was a lot of blues jams, but they didn't necessarily need to be recorded. I picked the songs that really had a major influence on me and songs that I grew up with. And then there was also songs that we did, in the set list that were sort of fun to do at the time, but to actually record them would be a little bit cliche, So anyway, and then there was some songs that we didn't do back then that I really have always wanted to do, and I thought this was a good opportunity to do them.
Yeah. One of those songs is the early Fleetwood Mac song, "Oh Well." Peter Green's song. And as soon as I found out I was going to have the opportunity to talk to you, I thought, man, I got the perfect question for Slash. And then it turns out, Guitar World beat me to it. They published an interview over the weekend, but you're so universally known for the Les Paul. I thought, man, did you call up Kirk Hammett and ask to borrow Greenie, Peter Green's, Les Paul? But turns out you didn't even play a Les Paul in that song. You played a Fender Stratocaster.
No, I know. I just, for whatever reason, it just seemed to me that I wanted a Strat sound on that particular song. It was very specific in my mind. So yeah, I dug out one of my old Strats and put it on there. So, and it works. It sounds really good on it.
Yeah, it's one of the songs that I've had the chance to listen to. Sounds phenomenal. The cowbell is in there too. That that makes it through. So that's great. Of course, the other one, "Killing Floor," you've got Brian Johnson on that one. You got it's such a collaboration you've done with a lot of people. I mean, Demi Lovato. And just all these other people. You did a collaboration recently, and we're not going to really talk about the collaboration, but you were part of a really big collaboration that Mark Knopfler did with the song "Going Home." I mean, so many different talented guitarists on that. But I don't know what the timeline was on when he had approached you for that, and what the timeline was on when you were completing this album. But did it cross your mind to say, maybe I could ask Mark to come in on this one?
No, it never crossed my mind. The Mark Knopfler recording was something that I did prior to this. I'm pretty sure it was before that. It took a long time for them to get that all to. God, I can't believe how many guitar
It was like 200 guitarists or something.
Yeah, crazy. So yeah, at the time that I did that, the blues thing hadn't really surfaced yet.
Okay. All right. Well, he obviously, you well know, he auctioned off a bunch of his guitars recently. And I mean, he's so rooted in the blues. And another of my favorite guitarists, David Gilmour, he 5 years ago auctioned off a bunch of his guitars as well. Did you have your eye on any of the guitars that were in either of those collections? And if you did by chance any of them make it onto this collection of songs?
No, I didn't. When people do auctions like that, I love guitars and I will fork out some money, but I'm not going to fork out that kind of money for a guitar. Yeah. Still just a guitar.
Not everybody can be Jim Irsay and own the Colts and own Black Strat. And
the other thing is that you buy something like that and it's a special novelty item that you're going to hang on a wall or something. And I have a lot of guitars, but my intention when I buy them is to use them, which I do, even if I only use it for a handful of times, but they always have a application at the time that I buy it. So yeah, I didn't.
Well, that was why I remember when David Gilmour auctioned off his guitars, he said, I hope that these are going to be put to use because they're meant to be played. They're guitars. They're not.
But yeah, you've got David Gilmour's Black Strat. I mean, you're going to take it down to the local pub and jam with your friends with it, or take it out.
Yeah, you're not going to be taking that out for gigs, but at least playing it.
You might record with it the one time to say that you did, and then I don't know. But the funny thing about the whole auctioning thing is somebody asked me if I was going to auction my guitars off, and I was like, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, that's well, and I couldn't imagine how hard it would be to get rid of. I mean, these are parts of the family. I mean, you develop attachments to them, and even though they are tools of the trade, so to speak, like an artist has paintbrushes, but guitars a little different kind of members of the family.
Yeah, they get very sentimental really easily.
Yeah, they're old friends.
I'm a pack rat. I don't think I've gotten rid of anything since I started, except for the stuff I hawked for what I thought was good reason back then. But everything else, I've kept, and it's hard for me to part with anything.
Yeah. Well, really quick, back to the album. You said, I think you had said that these are your interpretations of these old songs, and some of them you changed the arrangement entirely because it was just how you wanted to hear it played. But you incorporated your own sound into these songs, and I mean, the album dips a little bit into the R&B with the Temptations song. Papa Was a Rolling Stone. But the original "Oh Well" from Fleetwood Mac, another song that's on this album. One of the original guitarists on that Fleetwood Mac recording, Danny Kirwan, he had said something that reminds me of this compilation a bit. He had said soon after joining Fleetwood Mac, I'm not keen on blues purists who close their ears to all other forms of music. I like any good music, particularly the old big band type things. Django Reinhardt is my favorite guitarist, but I like any music that is good, whether it's blues, popular, or classical. Was that kind of your approach when you thought about putting your own spin on some of these songs?
Well, I definitely echo that sentiment. I love all music as long as it's good, as long as it's played from the heart and it has a certain melodic, whatever. I mean, as long as it's real, For this thing, it's a blues inspired record for sure, but I didn't want anybody to take it as like me doing a serious blues record where, I was going to try and be in league with all these amazing like blues guitar players that are out there now that's what they do. I do a lot of different stuff, and I'm primarily a hard rock guitar player that is very much blues has been the through line through my whole career as far as the way I play. So this is just sort of like, these are songs that I think are good that I want to do, and I'm not trying to mirror the original necessarily. You try to keep the integrity of the original riff and the original melody and the vibe of the song, and then you sort of let it branch out a little bit. And there you have it, and then and having all the different singers on it gave it a whole different kind of a flavor so that people didn't take it too seriously. And it's supposed to just be a really fun record.
That's great. Well, I look forward to hearing it in its entirety when it comes out on May 17th. Also look forward to you coming through town so we can hear you perform these songs live. You'll be at the Astro Amphitheater in La Vista on July 19th. Like Danny Kirwan said, it was music, that I like, and that I think if I interpret what he said, it's music that he likes to listen to. And, if he likes to listen to it, other people probably like to listen to it as well. And from the two songs that I've heard on this album, it was already good music, but you've made it even your own thing, and it's good music that I want to listen to as well. So I'm really looking forward to hearing the rest of the album. Congratulations on the album, and I know we're about out of time here. So thank you so much. This isn't the first time you've heard it, and it's not going to be the last time you've heard it today, I'm sure. But it's like the honor of a lifetime to get the chance to take some time with you here. So thank you so much.
You're too kind. No, it was good talking to you, and thank you for that. And hopefully we'll see you down at the gig.
We'll be there. Thanks.